Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the Home Weather Office on this Tuesday morning. It is the 27th day of February 2024. This is the morning briefing coming to you from the Home Weather Office. And as I look out the window of the Home Weather Office, it's a beautiful morning. It's a little cool, but we have sunshine. During the course of the day today, we will see a few clouds. Now, today and tomorrow will be relatively quiet weather days. Cool, nice, perfect for doing anything outdoors, perfect for traveling through the Sierra. However, in the weather world, all eyes continue to be focused on Thursday through Saturday when we do expect a pretty good storm. As I explained yesterday, this is mostly going to be a Sierra event. We're expecting great snow in the Sierra. This is going to be by far the best snowmaker of the year. But for the valley, the rain amounts are going to be pretty modest. And the other thing that we're going to be seeing is by Saturday especially, the snow levels will be dropping, and they'll be dropping probably below 3,000 feet. So a lot to explain this morning. Let me show you what's happening first thing this morning. So we have mainly clear skies, a little batch of high clouds dropping down from the north. This will just kind of dim the sun from time to time, but still it's going to be a good-looking day. You can see all the snow in the Sierra, batch of clouds down here in the south end of the valley. But yeah, for the most part, we're just going to have a beautiful-looking day today. So I want to explain a little bit about this upcoming system and why it is that we are expecting this to be mostly a Sierra event. And it all has to do with what we call orographics. So there isn't going to be a lot of moisture with this. There isn't going to be an atmospheric river or anything like that. So we're going to pay attention to what the winds do aloft. And I'm going to get into the day on Friday. So let's go to Friday morning. Right here. Okay, so this is early Friday morning, and these are the winds around 10,000 feet, 700 millibars. If you'll notice, the winds here are from the southwest, and they're up around 60 knots, this area in red, 50, 60 knots, up around 10,000 feet. And that direction is perfectly aligned to the crest of the Sierra. The crest of the Sierra runs this way, and so what you're doing here is you are using the lift as the wind comes into the Sierra at a perfect angle. The air is then lifted. So if you want moisture, you have to, if you want precipitation, you have to lift the moisture that's available in the atmosphere in order to squeeze out precipitation. You lift it, it cools, the water condenses, drops out as rain and snow. And not only do we have this perfect orographic flow at 10,000 feet, where we always look, it's also interesting that during the course of the day on Friday, that if you go up in the atmosphere, this is up at 500 millibars, so this is up around 18,000 feet, the winds get stronger, up around 80 to 90 knots, but notice they're the same direction. And if we continue to go up to 30,000 feet, you'll find the same thing. The winds are perfectly aligned to the Sierra, and up around 30,000 feet, they're up around 130 knots. So you have a screaming jet stream aligned perfectly at the Sierra. So even though we don't have a lot of water in the atmosphere, we don't have high precipitable water, every available drop of water is going to be squeezed out. The other thing that we also have going is cold air advection coming in. That means colder air coming in. The temperatures will start warmer and then drop as we go through this event. And that will also help to squeeze out all the precipitation that you can get out of this. So again, not an atmospheric river event, but it is going to be a big time snow event. Let me show you some of the timing about what it is we're expecting. Now, this is the NAM. The NAM tends to be just a little on the slow side. This is 10 o'clock in the morning. This is 1 in the afternoon. This is 4 in the afternoon. So 4 in the afternoon on Thursday, we have snow up around 5,000 feet. We have some rain in the valley. So we'll call for the rain to start probably midday or so. Wouldn't be surprised if it starts earlier on the west slope as that orographic flow takes over. And what can happen oftentimes is we have, let's say, rain in Grass Valley and snow on Donner Summit, but it really hasn't started to do anything in the valley just yet. But the rain that we're expecting on Thursday night and into the day on Friday for the valley, I mean, look, there are times when it's not raining, but it will continue to rain on the west slope. And then as colder air comes in, that snow level begins to drop. This is as far out as the NAM goes, and this is up to Friday afternoon. So we have rain in the valley, we have really good rain in the foothills, and snow in the Sierra. And this will be coming down at somewhere in the range of 2 inches an hour. Now, to explain further or show you further the difference here that the orographics are going to make, I'm going to show you the total precip accumulation as it goes through time from the NAM. And as we go through Friday afternoon, so this is stopping at 4 p.m. on Friday. And I scroll over this, look at the valley rain totals there. For the most part, a half an inch or less. There's the one spot around Sacramento, it's around 3/4 of an inch. Pretty modest amounts of rain, considering that it rained Thursday afternoon, it rained Thursday night, Friday morning, and Friday afternoon. But if you go up onto the west slope, well, now we're talking 4 to 5 inches. 3 inches in areas south of Highway 50. And then you get down to Highway 49, places like Auburn and Camino and Georgetown will likely be up around 2.5 inches of rain. Whereas on the valley floor, really not much going on. So that's why for the valley, we are not worried about streams and creeks and that sort of thing, even though we are talking about a really good Sierra storm. So the other thing is, so as of Friday afternoon, even if you just do a 10 to 1, and the ratio will be higher than that, by Friday afternoon, if you do a 10 to 1, we already have 3 to 4 feet of snow in the Sierra, most of that falling during the day on Friday. Let's go to the GFS, because that goes out farther in time and be able to see how this all comes in and wraps up. This is the initial wave on Thursday afternoon. And as we get into Friday, the snow level on Friday is in the range of 4,000 feet, maybe 3,800 feet. And then overnight Friday and into Saturday morning is when the colder air comes in. So that by Saturday morning, we probably are getting some snow down to 2,000 feet. This is Saturday midday, Saturday afternoon. This is Saturday night. Again, light snow probably down to 2,000 feet. The snow intensity in the Sierra is going away. The dynamics are beginning to fall apart. And then by Sunday, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some lingering snow flurries in the Sierra, especially in the morning, but Sunday is likely going to be a dry day. And if I go to the total snow accumulation here off the GFS, and I just scroll over this, you'll see that you get all sorts of numbers. But it looks as though it depends on where you're in the Sierra you're talking about. So keep in mind that you're not going to be able to hear just one number, and that's how much snow the Sierra is going to get. So let's start at, let's say, the elevations above 6,000 feet. We're likely going to be seeing maybe, let's say, 6 or 7 inches of water between Thursday and Friday, and so that can easily give you 7 or 8 feet of snow. So I think that's probably going to be, the ski resorts between Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we'll see something like 8 feet of snow, maybe even a little more. If you come down below 6,000 feet, 5 to 6,000 feet, so let's say areas like Blue Canyon and up toward Kingvale on Interstate 80, those areas could see 4 to 5 feet of snow. So yeah, big impact on travel. And then you get down to 4,000 feet. Now keep in mind, at 4,000 feet, you start with rain during the day Thursday. You don't change over to snow until we get into the day Friday. But still, at 4,000 feet, we could easily get 2.5 feet of snow. So for a place like Pollock Pines or Arnold, you're going to see a significant snow, the most significant snow of the year so far, most of that happening Friday and into the day Saturday. So Thursday, you'll probably see rain, and then it changes over to snow. And then for the lower elevations, down at 3,000 feet or so, you're going to be getting your best snow on Friday night, Friday night and Saturday. And depending on where your location is, at 2,000 feet, I would expect there would be 6 inches of snow or less. But at 3,000 feet, we could see maybe as much as a foot. But it really depends on the timing of that changeover, which is a little tricky to pinpoint right now. But throughout the Sierra, from 3,000 feet and on up, it is easily going to be the most significant snow so far this year. So it is going to have a big impact on communities like Pollock Pines, where you're going to get 2.5 feet of snow. And so... yeah, and that's Friday and Saturday. And traveling around on Saturday and Sunday is just going to be a mess. So yeah, for those of you at those elevations, I just recommend you get all your stuff done on today, Wednesday, and Thursday. And for those of you that want to travel over the Sierra on Friday, I can't recommend that at all. I think that Friday would be a day that 80, 50, 88 get shut down from time to time. We'll have whiteout conditions. The winds up on the summit are going to be 40, 50 miles an hour on the road. I mean, the higher elevations will see winds of 80, 90. The resorts will likely be closed during the day on Friday because of the whiteout conditions and high winds. So Friday is just not a good day to travel through the Sierra. Avoid Friday at all costs. And again, you may not be able to travel at all. So take advantage of Thursday, especially early Thursday, before things get too bad, or wait until Sunday. And even Sunday, there'll be chain controls, but at least there won't be whiteout conditions. And it's also one of those cases where we see this all the time. Let's say you're coming from the Bay Area or the Valley, it's the Valley, and you wake up and you had a quarter of an inch of rain, and it's raining lightly. You think, oh, it can't be doing anything in the mountains. Well, as I just showed you, there's going to be a huge difference between what we have in the Valley and what we have in the Sierra. So a lot of people will travel up the Sierra thinking that because it's not all that bad at my house, it can't be all that bad in the mountains. But that's certainly not going to be the case. So I'm trying to tell you, and you can tell your friends and anybody else, do not travel in the Sierra on Friday. And even Saturday is going to be rather difficult, but I think Friday's by far going to be the worst travel day. So a much needed snow and a great snow for the Sierra, but it will come with some problems, especially for those of you at and above, let's say 3,500 feet. We'll keep you updated over the next couple of days. I'll be on TV today at 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, and 11. It's Tuesday. We will have a Facebook live chat tonight at 8 o'clock trying to answer your questions about this incoming storm. But that's everything I've got for you this morning. I'm going to get out and enjoy some sunshine. I'll talk with you later.